Well. So here's the thing. Here, I'm going to show you guys, there's two lists. There are the elements of art and the principles of design, and you can Google them. There's no need to memorize them right now, but it's basically kind of like building blocks that you can use to make a project, and it'll help you if you ever have creative block or writer's block. Creativity is not flowing out very freely. It'll help you to come up with ideas if you'll just ask yourself questions about these two lists, like how can I use this? How can I use this? How can I use this? So the elements of art, this is not an exhaustive list, but it's things like line, shape, texture, pattern, color, things like that. And the elements of art, the principles of design is slightly more complex things that are made up by the elements of art. So just like contrast or emphasis or unity or things like that. So anyway, long story short, just, you can Google them. Let me share the screen. I'll show you how someone used them very, very well. So one of the things is, let's see here. One of the things on the list is pattern. Here's some examples of ways that one particular person used pattern. They created a pattern in the background. And they also use color. On all these, you'll see they limited their color palette. It's all black, white, orange, and that's it. Nothing else. Black, white, orange. And so here's another pattern and limited color palette. They also used texture. And so you can ask yourself on your projects, how can I use pattern on my project? How can I use texture to make my project better? How can I use color to make my project better? And sometimes less is more. Sometimes the best thing you can do is take some color away to use fewer colors, right? Let's see here. Here's pattern, color, texture. They use all of these things. One of the ones on the list is size. How can you change sizes of things to make your project better? So most of us type at very reasonable sizes because that's how everybody does it. Let's do it like everybody else. This guy was like, forget that. I'm typing huge. He typed out these really big letters a lot. And again, he's using texture. He's using color in that he's limiting his color palette consistently. And then he's using size. He's making the people smaller than the words. That's pretty uncommon. Like this letter is so big it can barely fit onto the paper. It's pretty rare to see the main thing smaller than the words. But this, the words are way bigger. Same thing, size. He's making these huge letters. One of the words on the list is space. And it doesn't mean outer space. It means visual depth. So here, let me stop sharing my screen just for a second so you can see what I'm doing with my hands. Depth, like you can see into my room. Some things look further back, some things look closer up, things like that. So let me do the share screen again. So as that applies to us, this guy is in front of this word. This word is in front of this other guy. This other guy is in front of this word. This word is in front of the background. So like, guy A throwing the ball, he's in front of the word ball. The word ball is in front of the pitcher. The pitcher is in front of the word play, and the play is on the background. So it looks like it has depth. Here's maybe a better example. Looks like you're just looking into the Mississippi State, road, town, and stadium. And so another example is one of the words on the list is lines. He just uses stripes. That they're not necessary. That's the point of all of these, I guess. It's like the texture isn't necessary. The limiting the color palette is not necessary. You don't have to have it. It just makes it look better. That's all. That he added the stripes just for the sake of looking better. But that's, the guy's name isn't Stripes. He doesn't play for a team called the Stripes. The stripes just look cool. That's it. That's the only reason he did it. Another one is shapes, and they, of course, made shapes out of lines kind of thing. And did this thing where it's running around and around and around the circle. So that's probably enough here's a few more examples. They use lines in neat ways. They use lines in neat ways like grids and things like that. Again, just for the sake of looking cool. One of the words is movement on the list. And it doesn't mean that it literally moves. It just means that something moves your eye across the page. And so like, dang it, this does. It moves your eye from the bat to the ball. Bloop. And anyway, if you'll look at the lists and kind of use those in your mind to ask yourself questions, how can I use movement in my project to make it better? That will break up a lot of creative block that you may have. So I think that's about it. If you guys have any questions, just let me know. And I will talk to y'all next time.